Peace, what's up, man? Okay, so I promised you the video earlier regarding how to do step 1, step 2, step 3 in conjunction. So let's go. So first of all, you start off with your list, okay? And what I do is, depending on my schedule, I decide how many people I want to call. If I have a test or a big exam or just a crap load of errands to run, I calibrate on how many people I want to do. So my average is about 5 people. You can do 3, 4, whatever. You have a list of 50 people right now. So let's take advantage of that list. So let's say the first person on that list for today is John. So we call John up. Ring, ring, John. Hey, John. How are you? Doing good. How are you, sir? John, do you have some time to talk? I want to tell you about something cool. No, man, I'm actually studying for an exam. That's fine, John. I'll call you later. So the first thing you want to do is free up someone's schedule, okay? So that's why I always ask, are you free to talk? Because you never know, because you don't want to waste your great phrase that pays on somebody that's busy, because they're not gonna listen to you wholeheartedly. So the first thing I always do is I free up their schedule. So as you can see in that example, John was busy. So this is what I would have said in response to him being busy. John, I see that you're busy and you're studying for an exam. What time can you talk? And I'll just call you back about this. He might. Dude, you can call me at 7 o'clock. I'm free. I'll just, be chilling at the house, man. Will do. Talk to you later, John. Okay, so as you can see, John gave you an alternative time which will be free, and he's set that time aside for you. So sometimes I might say, hey, John, so I see that you're busy right now. What time will you be free? And then John might be like, I'm free at 7. I don't have my test. My test will be done by then. Then he'd be like, are you sure that you can talk at 7? I really want to tell you this. And then he might be like, yeah, I'm sure. So what I try to tell them, tell people is don't push them, and because they might be like, well, what is it? Well, what is it? Be like, hey man, you got to study for a test, or hey man, you got to study for a test, or hey man, I gotta go. I gotta go. You make it hesitant. You do not want to tell them the phrase that pays if they're not gonna be listening to you. You want to save that for the conversation later. Okay. Now, however, if you had called him and be like, ring, ring, John. Hey, John, you free to talk? Yeah, man, what's up? I'm just chilling. So then you know that he's free. So you can tell him the phrase that pays. Be like, hey, man, would you be interested in learning how to save money while making money? Sure, I would. Be like, okay, well, can you go to wakeupnowpresentation.com? This is an important key phrase. I would say it's 99% visual. So I can't tell you over the phone. I'm going to have to ask you to go to wakeupnowpresentation.com. And can you watch that? Yeah, sure. I'm not doing anything anyway. So as you can see, that's what I would say. I always follow up when I clear their schedule and make sure they're free right then and there. Ask them, I tell him the phrase that pays, and then he'll be like, yeah, I'm interested. And then what you say is, it's 99% visual, and I'm going to have to direct you a presentation. You do not, I repeat, you do not want to explain them the business if you had just joined the business, because they might ask you a specific question, and if you can't answer it, it's going to be a turnoff to them, and they're not going to join you. So the important key point is, Marquise, in this situation, is that do not explain them the business. If they want to explain, tell them it's 99% visual, and that you can't explain it because it's 99% visual. They're just gonna have to look at the presentation. And once they look at the presentation, let them know after the presentation you can answer any questions, but they have to see the presentation or the visual presentation first. And then that's when when they call you back, you can be like, John, I'm going to call you back, and so you're going to watch the presentation right now. I'm going to call you back. It's not a long presentation. I'm going to call you back in 20 minutes. That way you can get questions, and we'll talk in 20 minutes. And that's what you do. You call them back in 20 minutes, and that's when you set up a follow-up call with Richard, me, or any of the other leaders in the organization. You let us know. Be like, hey, Keisha, I'm calling John back. will you be available in 20 minutes to answer any of his questions? And I'll be like, yeah. If not, I'll direct you someone that is going to be available in 20 minutes to answer. This is a team effort. Like I said, man, it's a 1, 2, 3. We all work together. We'll all help you close them. And you know the steps, man. This is the last step. This is how we do it every time. So I'm going to recap on how we're doing this. So we're going to use a list. We're going to talk to 3 or 4 or 5 people, no matter, depending on how much time you have for the day. You're going to call up the first person on the list. It might be John, and be like, first thing we do is free up their schedule. We'll be like, hey, John, you free to talk? If he says no, you'd be like, it's fine. I'll call you later. What time you free? And he gives you a time. Be like, John, I'm actually going to call you at the time. You really going to be free? And okay, well, don't be pushy. Don't sound pushy. Be like, all right, John, I'll give you a call at 6 since you said you're free then. And he'll be like, okay. But the first thing is to remember to free up their schedule. So free up the schedule. But if they're free, then you just say, okay, John, use the phrase that pays. If I could show you a way to save money and make money at the same time, would you be interested? And they'll be like, yes. And then you'd be like, well, okay, that's great. Well, what I wanted to tell you is actually 99% visual. Is it okay if you see a presentation? And normally they'll say yes, and then that's it. You just direct them to the www.wakeupnowpresentation.com. Let them watch it. Be like, hey man, this visual presentation is about 20 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you watch it, and I'm gonna call you back in 20 minutes to answer any of your questions. And that's it. That's all you do, man. And when they're watching the presentation, just text me, call me, call Richard, call any of us. Be like, hey man, I got this guy watching the presentation. He's gonna be done in about 20 minutes. Can you be on the call with me to answer any of his questions and close them? That's it. And that's how we build our organization. That's how I went F3 in 30 days. That's how Richard went F3 in 1 hour. But we're all we all have our different rates of doing it. But that's the same.